Okay, so one thing that's really important to make sure you're doing correctly is saving your work, depending on how you're creating your work in the first place. And then it's also important to know how to organize your work on your computer. So just like you have your binder with the different dividers for your classes, you need to have created folders on your computer so you can save your things in different places so that it's easy to find your work. And this is really easy to do. So first I'm going to show you how to create folders on your computer or on a flash drive. So if you're on a PC, a lot of you will have this little file folder down at the bottom. And that's one way you can get to your documents. So if you double click on that, you're going to have this dialog box is going to pop up, and it has over here on the left your desktop, your downloads, your documents, and different things like that. So if you click on Documents, this is everything that's saved in your Documents area. If you want to create a new folder, like you do have here, up at the top, you have a new folder button you can push, or you can also right-click, and it will come up to New, and then it's going slow. Okay, folder. So if I do new folder, then a new folder is going to pop up. And now I can name that folder. So let's say this is for your science class. So you can either put your class period or science class, or if you're elementary, maybe you put your name because you're sharing the computer with other siblings. And then once you create that, you now have a science folder. You can also rename the folder. Let's say you already have the folder created and you change what you want to name it. You can, if you click on it twice, but not like double click, if you do it slowly, it'll pop up like that so you can rename it. So let's call it fourth period. And then you click outside the box and it's right there. So now if you want, you can move things that are in My Documents. If you click on it and drag, it'll drag into that box. I'm going to stop that because that's a video, so it's going to take some time to drag into there. But then there's that right there, you can create that video, just to create that folder. So that's how you create a folder. And that's, once again, we went to the little file folder on the bottom, and then we went to My Documents on the left here, and then we right-clicked and clicked on New, or just held over New, and then folder is going to pop up there. You can also click on folder up here. And now my computer is froze and is not responding. There you go. Okay, or you can click on the new folder right here. For Mac, it's a little bit different. If you go to your documents, it's the same kind of thing, how you can add a new folder. If you right-click and add a new folder, same thing. Pretty similar on a Mac. So that's how you can create a folder. You would do the same thing on the flash drive. You would just, instead of clicking on documents or desktops, you would click on flash drive and then create the folder within there. Okay, so if you're saving it into that folder, so let's say that this PowerPoint that I'm creating right now that you're looking at, I want to save it. So I would click on File, I click Save As, and then here's the folder I just created, which was fourth quarter, so it's going to show up here on your current folders. You can also click on Browse. Oops, why is it not letting me? Okay, here we go. So Save As, and then it's going to go, if I go into My Documents, which is on the left here, and then you're going to see that new folder that I created right here. And you would double click there to get into the folder, and now I'm in the folder. So at the top you can see I went from this PC, which is this computer, to the documents on the computer, to the new folder on this computer. And I've saved it as Avid April 13th to 17th, and I would click Save. Okay, so if those of you that are using a district computer, you need to make sure you save on Office 365 on your OneDrive, because what's happening is if the tech department for Hillsborough County does any sort of updates or anything, it's going to possibly wipe your computer clean of all your documents that you saved in either Documents or on the desktop. So you need to upload your assignments to Office 365 so that you don't lose them, because Office 365 is your space for all of your stuff. Okay, so if you don't have your own computer, Office 365. If you do have your own computer, it's also a good idea to save to Office 365 for a backup. So it's very similar. We're gonna save this PowerPoint now to Office 365. We're gonna click Save As again, and now you're gonna find where it says OneDrive Hillsborough County, and it has your lunch number at hcps.net. Or if you're a teacher, it'd be your Lawson at hcps.net. And you would open that up, and that's going to save it to your OneDrive. So you can see here at the top, I save in, it's going to go into I just want to make sure it's going in the right place. And it's going to save into your OneDrive. So now it's saving, it's spinning, and now we're going to go to our OneDrive to make sure that it is there. Before I go to my OneDrive to show you that it's there, if you have a flash drive, if you want to back up on a flash drive, it's the same thing way we just did. I have a flash drive plugged into my computer right now, and when you plug in your flash drive, it will show up. You got to click Browse to get to the other folders, because this is just going to give you the most recent stuff. If you do Browse, and then on your left, you're going to look for something. Mine says Lexar, and it's in the D drive. Okay, some of you might be E or F. It depends on the drives on your computer and how many drives you have in order where you're plugging that USB in. And mine says Lexar, which is the brand name of my USB. So it kind of depends. Everyone's is going to look a little bit different on what it says here, but you just have to find a separate drive that's not usually there. If you plug in your USB after you've opened up this dialog box, you need to close out of the dialog box and open it back up, because it's not recognizing your USB drive yet. So if it's not showing up here on the left, then cancel out of this box and hit Save As again, and it'll pop up. So now we're going to go to Office 365. So I'm going to go ahead and log out just to show you. Sorry, I should have signed up before I decided to do this video. I didn't know I was going to do this part. Okay, so when you sign in, so I would suggest saving Office 365 login into your bookmarks so that it's easy to click on that link. We're going to click it here. If I go to Office 365 login, and I go to sign in, either up there or down here, either one. And then if you've never logged in through Office 365 on this computer, it might not show up. You can use, or if you've done it, but maybe it didn't have it save your information, you click use another account. But here's my account is right here, so I'm going to click on that. And now it's going to take me to my sign-in page. You need to put your Lawson number or your lunch number at HCPS. It's also called your student number. You have to put the at HCPS. So right now here, it's going to say, like if I get rid of this, it might say it. It says your email, right? Like you're entering your email. Well, your email for this situation is your student number. And then your password is your same password that you use for your EDSB. And then you sign in. And you want to make sure you use your correct password when you sign in, especially when you're videoing yourself for everyone else to see. It's going really slow.